Hey guys, welcome back to Coastal Kitten Care. So today I'm going to be doing 10 things that I wish I knew before fostering kittens / 10 things that no one told me about fostering kittens. So without further ado, let's just get on with the video. Let's go. The first thing that I guess I never expected with fostering kittens is that they don't always make it. Since they are just so young and they should be with their mother, but they aren't, and they're normally not extremely healthy, they don't always make it. They sometimes pass away, which I guess I really never expected. Like the first time it happened to me, I was like in shock. Like I thought it was all my fault and that like it doesn't happen to anyone else, but it is fairly common with foster kittens. So just be prepared if you're planning on fostering kittens that is something that might happen. Number 2 is the smell. Like, I know cat litter boxes stink, but with kittens that are on wet food for most of the time, like for a long period of time that you have them, they're normally on wet food for like 4 to 5 weeks to 6-7 weeks. So with wet food, it makes their poop stink a lot worse. And so it's just the smell of kittens and then the wet food, like it's a lot worse than you expect, especially with a litter like with more than 3 kittens. Like when it's less than 3, it stinks, but it's manageable. But with more than 3 kittens, it's horrendous. Once I fostered a mom with 5 kittens, and I'm not even kidding, the whole house started stinking within a few minutes of them being in here. I'm going to be doing a video soon about like tips and tricks on how to like manage the smell of kittens and what I use to help hide the smell. Number 3, they're not always like cute and cuddly. Yes, they are always cute, but they're not always like cuddly. A lot of times foster kittens have either been through a lot, they could have been abused, or they just are normally in the wild, so they haven't had any human interaction since ever. And they're normally terrified, so they normally just don't want to cuddle with you until like a week or 2 of having them. They kind of just want to be on their own. Which, whenever I first got foster kittens, I was expecting these cute little fluffy kittens that I was going to get to hold and cuddle all day long, but no. A lot of times they have like fleas and need baths, or are dirty, have ear mites, worms, and they aren't cuddly, they just want to be left alone. Which I guess is something you should probably know, because you want to have a space that's easy to clean and that you know to leave them alone and give them places to hide. Next thing is, it can get expensive. I'm going to do a whole video about this, so I'm not going to really go too much into it, but they don't always provide everything for you. And kitten milk replacer is about $10 a can. That'll last about a week for one kitten, and then the older they get, the more they drink, and then the more kittens you have, the more you have to buy. So it can get expensive, especially when they're on the KMR until 4 or 5 weeks. And there's also just a few more expenses with them that I'm going to go over in a whole another video that's coming up soon. The next thing is, sometimes you feel like giving up. There's a lot of work where some days I feel like just finding a new foster to take over. Like, I really just feel like giving up. Like, I just want to find someone to take over them. I don't want to care for them anymore. Obviously, I do still care for them. But if you really do feel very overwhelmed, or you got a bigger litter or too much stuff that you like got yourself into, don't be afraid to find someone else to take over them that can care for them. And give them care for them and give them the needs that they need. If you feel like you can't do it, but I feel like I just try to persevere through it. But if it's very hard, don't be afraid to find someone to take over fostering for you. Sometimes you feel like you aren't doing enough. This is kind of like what I was saying in number 5. So this is number 6. Sometimes you feel like you are doing enough. What I mean by that is, if they like get sick, you feel like it's your fault. Like, I feel like that all the time. Anytime they get sick, I feel like it's my fault. If they lost some weight, I feel like it's my fault, even though it's completely not your fault. 99% chance it's not your fault. It's just they had a parasite, they had a disease, or sometimes when they pass away, I feel like I didn't do good enough. Like, I feel like if I did something different, they wouldn't have passed away, even though that is not true for the most part. Like, 99% of the time, that's not true. You will get cat scratches all over you. They don't purposely scratch you, but whenever they're young, they're, like, their claws, they can't they're all, like, with adult cats, their paws can retract, so they don't always have their claws out, but with young kittens, they don't, so their claws are always out, and you have cat scratches all over you. They don't purposely do it. Sometimes they do, because they get scared, because they haven't had much human interaction. And people will always ask you if you're okay, like, oh my gosh, what happened, are you okay? And I'm just like, what? Like, the scratches all over your arms, like, oh yeah, they're from my kittens. They're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, do you need to go to the hospital? I'm like, I'm fine. Like, it happens all the time. They're not like deep scratches, they're just little scratches on you that will just heal in like a day. Like, but with cat scratches, I will just try, like, I'll just wash it off, and then if it starts getting infected, just call your doctor, because you don't want to get it, where your whole arm's infected. So if it starts looking infected, just call your doctor and ask them what you should do. It's tough to find them homes. There's so many kittens, especially if you live in a large city like me. There are so many kittens that sometimes they will sit at the shelter for a few months, so with the shelter I foster through, I did a whole new video on this. Like, this can be a whole video, but I'm just kind of summarize it. For the shelter I foster through, whenever they are 2 pounds, they go to get their spay neuter, and you can either just leave them there, the shelter, they'll sit in the shelter, and normally for a few days or weeks, and then they'll find them a home. Or you can take them back, and then you can find them a home. Whenever you find them a home, you'll bring the kitten to the animal shelter with their adopter. You'll meet them at the shelter, and they'll do all the paperwork there together, so they don't have to sit in the shelter, which I just bring them to the shelter after their surgery. I just leave them there because I do not have good luck finding them homes. I do try to like post them and stuff, so then they can already have an adopter ready, so as soon as they're after their surgery, they have an adopter ready, but it is very tough to find them homes. I thought that like everyone would be like, oh yes, maybe like there's so many people wanting to adopt them, but there's just so many kittens out there that there's not enough homes for the amount of kittens, so it can take a little bit to find a home, especially a good one. Okay, I haven't really been saying the numbers, like I kind of lost track of what I'm at, but I'm at number 9 of things I wish I knew before fostering kittens. Is they like destroy your stuff. Like I'll have leggings or jeans and they'll like get ripped up because they'll climb up them or scratch them, or I will have a rug and they will go to the bathroom on them, or they will climb up the curtains and the curtains get ruined. They will go to the bathroom on your bed, so then your bed's ruined. Like, you really have to kitten proof really well, and just be prepared. Like, don't leave anything expensive near them that you don't want to get ruined, because it will get ruined, especially like fabric. They will go to the bathroom on it, and there's a chance they could go in the bathroom on it if they're not super litter box trained yet. Number 10 is they all have different personalities. Like with cats, I kind of always thought of them as just kind of like shy, sometimes playful, but like cute, you know. But they all have different personalities. I've had kittens that are so friendly and love to cuddle, other kittens that are extremely playful, other kittens that are kind of timid and don't really like your interaction with them. Like with my mom and kittens, I only fostered 1 litter of mom and then 5 kittens with mom. Those kittens were the sweetest kittens ever. They would never bite or scratch you, I guess because the mom kind of taught them how to act, I guess. And they were just so sweet. And then I've had another litter of kittens where 2 were super friendly and cuddly, and 1 was just kind of shy and timid and kind of like very playful, I guess. So yeah, they all have different personalities, which I guess I just never really expected with fostering kittens. And there are those kittens that you get very attached to, like Coda, my current foster kitten, is probably the kitten I've gotten most attached to out of all of my years of fostering. I don't know why. I feel like with the single kittens, you get more attached to them than the litters because you get to know the personality better. And I got really attached to him. I got really, really attached to my kitten Pepper. I'll insert a picture of her right here. I didn't really get super attached to the mom and kittens. I guess because there's so many, I just didn't get to learn their individual personalities super well. I'm trying to think of any other kittens I got really attached to. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I really got attached to any other kittens like extremely well. Yes, I like love them all and stuff, but like I just didn't get extremely attached to them like I did with Coda and Pepper. So that's kind of it for this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below if you guys can relate to any of these things and if this video helped. And yeah, bye.